important highlights.
We are missing important highlights because we're not like promoting drugs. We're just talking about them and how stupid we were with them.
Oh God.
The dumbest thing you have ever done on coke.
I just watched porn. I didn't do anything. What about you? I didn't.
We wouldn't have been coke friends.
I wasn't like everybody's like got war stories, and I'm like I don't have any. I just used in my room alone.
What's your like best like actual like what is your best in the car war story?
I don't have any. But I like, you know, for me, I prefer porn over sex, so I just watch a lot of porn. Because hand job's like my favorite position, and I do it better than anybody else.
And plus, when you're on drugs, you like sex a lot more, and that's just kind of natural.
Yeah, I'm just into porn, like being with other girls. I like porn more than I like sex.
Did you like it more than you did drugs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it more than I like oxygen.
Oh my God, I love you, dude.
No, I'm not. Porn addiction's serious, but I'm only like I could become a porn addict when I did coke.
Yeah.
But like sober, I'm not. But
I don't know. When I was on coke, I didn't watch a lot of porn. I just did a lot of coke. Like I would watch porn, but coke took the presence of it. Like it could be on, but it was like, okay, whatever, dude. Like
I want to hear your coke stories because you were like you were a baller.
I wasn't a baller.
You
like
kind
I
of were a
was.
baller. So like you know, there's like the you know when drug addicts typically, at least, including myself, we typically don't have a lot of money, but cokeheads typically do. How did you even fund your habit?
I just fund my habit from what I did for a living. I mean, I made really good money at one point being a sales manager.
Yeah, so you were kind of in that upper class drug scene because there's like, for me, like the regular drug addict and then there's like the Hollywood drug addict. Like they're two different things.
Right.
What was it like? Like what's some experiences or things you did?
I don't know. I would just do a lot of coke, but I would always do it like in the car to begin with. And like back in the day when they had CD players, so I'd always line up coke on CD cases. And whenever I got it, I would do it in the car right away. So I'd roll up like a bill, and you're shaking. Like I'd be shaking because I was so excited. So I dropped some on the floor mats, and idiot boy here didn't have black floor mats. I had gray floor mats, but like you could see it like bounce off in like the little chunks. And like I'd be coke rich though, so it didn't matter that I dropped some because I have a ton. And so I would do a couple lines in the car, and the whole time I'm doing it, like it would be like on my pants or whatever, and I'd just be like brushing it off on the floor. And there's like some weird part of me that was like, I'll just come back for it later. But I literally just brushed the shit on the floor mat. And so, I mean, I think I told you the hot plating up at 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning. It was like in February, and I lived in Chula Vista, California, at a condo. I was renting a room. And because I never wanted to own a house, so I think that's what gave me a lot of money to do drugs. Because I never owned a house. Like I would rent rooms and stuff because I had no desire to own a house. And I ran out of coke, but I knew there was a bunch in my floor mat, so I was like in my whitey tighties, like true whitey tighties, running outside of the house with a hot plate because you had the hot plate. So I'm running out like a server with a hot plate at like 3 in the morning to my car, and I'm on my hands and knees, and my butt cracks hanging out, and I'm bent into the car like analyzing the floorboard, trying to fucking pick up the pieces and like picking up sand and shit and then putting it on the plate and breaking it up and snorting it. And
Jesus.
And it's like 3 in the fucking morning, and here's like all my car lights on. It's the only lights on in the road, of course. I'm waiting for like thinking a cop or somebody's gonna be like, dude, what the fuck is that guy doing over there? Or I'd have it where like I would drop coke and I'd be sitting doing it, and my seatbelt had locked up, so I would like smash my head on the horn and have the horn go off as I was trying to like bend down and grab like a big chunk of coke that fell. Dude, you know how your seatbelt locks?
Yeah.
Well, and you know how like you're like, oh, hit the brakes and it unlocks. It doesn't fucking unlock that way. Like I don't know how to sometimes get them unlocked. So like you have a CD case and you broke it all up, and there'd be some chunks, and like a big chunk, like when you went to break it, would pop, and like you'd see it fall down there, and it's like a big enough chunk that you could grab with your hands. So you're like, oh, and you go to like hit, and this would stop you, and your head just kind of goes thunk, and your horn goes off. I mean, I've done that a lot. Like, and I'd be the only one in the parking lot, like honking my horn, like smashing my head into the fucking steering wheel.
Did you ever
like
get
idiot.
pulled over?
No, never. I don't know how I've never gotten pulled over by the cops, and I don't know how.
Jeez. Did snorting the dust and sand, did it get you high?
No. No, it was gross because like it would mix in with all the snot, and like you could feel like this grime in like the back of your throat.
I smoked sand when I thought it was meth, and then one time, one of the weird things I did was for ecstasy, but I threw up and then I drank my own vomit.
Oh my god!
And I don't think it got me a high.
People used to tell me if I drank my piss with acid, like I would trip again, and I was just like, I am not trusting that advice. There is nothing about that. Like, I don't care. Like, and I never was really like hooked to acid or anything. I did a lot of it when I was in high school, but I was never hooked to it. So that wasn't something that really
reminds me of the kids that
excited
were like,
me.
the people that were like, drink the bong water. It's just so dumb, man.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend who did that. And I was like, just looking at him, like, you are dumb. Even for a stoner, you are dumb.
Yeah, no, dude. Like, there's nothing. Well, like, face it. Like, drug addicts, we give each other the worst advice. I mean, I told you about the one lady that I had somebody hit me up, and they're like, you know, they didn't want their kid to be in a house with secondhand smoke. But she smoked meth in the house, and I'm like, why are you smoking meth in the house? Do you know how bad that is? She's like, oh, it's water vapor, and it's like, I don't know what part of chemistry I missed. That smoking meth turns it into water vapor when you blow it out. I don't know where those chemicals go. Oh, that's right, they go in the air.
Many like dumb things that I've heard that now I know aren't true, but back then it didn't. Like people say it's quad stack, bro, or it's mescaline based.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
When they oversell.
Dude, they would, like, I don't know.
How do they do it with Coke where they're like, man, it's fish scale? It's like...
No. Like, nobody really oversold Coke.
It's expensive, though.
Yeah, it was just expensive, and no one oversold it, and it was just like, you know, how good is the Coke? And...
Have you ever just gotten really bad stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I'd gotten shit that was like kind of like bluish, purplish.
Jesus.
Like, you just know, and they're like, oh, dude, this is the pure shit, and you're like, dude, there's no way that is, but... Like,
yeah, they sell the impurities as signs of purity. Like they'd be like, the ecstasy tastes sour. It's so good.
Oh yeah, or like, and I know I had Coke too, where you know somebody had cut it with like meth in there, because like I would be snorting it and it just like it would have that burn to your eyes, and you're just like, dude, there's no way that this is pure. And you know, like I know that they mix baby laxative and shit in there to cut it. But I mean, whatever they cut it with, I mean, all it did is make it like crustier and harder.
Isn't like smoking Coke like a stupid idea? Because I thought that it had to be freebase to smoke it. That's an example of something dumb I'd see people doing. They'd put like Coke or lean on their blunts.
I don't know why they would.
Yeah, I don't know why they would first off, but then I understand smoking Coke is stupid because it doesn't vaporize. It's not freebase.
No. Like I think you just kind of wasted the Coke. Like I would be so if I was actively using it, somebody took my Coke and they're like, "Here, let's lace the weed." I'd be like, "You're the dumbest motherfucker. We aren't friends anymore, and we're not hanging out." I mean, and it's
tell me another story. Give me one of the crazy one. Is there any that you even said that you were like afterwards? You were like, "What the fuck just happened?"
I mean, there was a few. I mean, fuck, dude. RV shows of being stuck in a hotel room with like my third wife used with me. Yeah. So I'd be like snorting Coke off of any and every body part. And she'd be snorting Coke off of any and every body part.
Damn.
And like we wouldn't leave the room.
How do you snort Coke off an asshole?
You lay it out very carefully.
Oh my god! What if they fart? I
mean, no, it's a serious. I don't know. I mean, when you're that fucked up, I mean, that's the funny thing is like you can look back and laugh, but at like the time it might be like hot, but then like you look back too, like, and you laugh almost because you're like, I was really that stupid.
Have you ever like accidentally ruined Coke by like blowing out instead of entering?
No, but I've had it before where I was like because I'd line it out and I would like push there'd be like piles, like this is 30-minute later pile, this is an hour later pile. So I'd have like the plate would have like different piles on it for different times. And so I've had it before where I'd be like down here and like my nose would drip and it would drip on some of the Coke and get it all wet. And I'd be like freaking out.
If you had like a friend like blow your Coke all
over. Oh my god, they'd be dead. I would be beating them. I would have been beating them.
Has that ever happened?
No. I didn't share my Coke with people unless it was with somebody I was gonna do it with. And like we were actually like hanging out, you know what I mean?
I've ruined Coke before.
How?
I don't remember exactly, but I just know I've blown it, and I've ruined drugs before doing something stupid. I think it's like I sneezed with my mouth, if that makes sense.
No, it does. Like when you're eating food and you're like, and you blow the food out. I've done it. I mean, I've fucked up coke where I've had it like where I'm holding like shit that it's on and I shake so much because like when I get really excited, I shake.
Yeah.
And like I would have like pieces and stuff falling all around and shit like that.
It's interesting to me that a lot of doctors say cocaine's the most addictive drug, but it's like I've always seen it cross addiction with alcohol.
Yeah, because like even when you drink, when I would snort coke, like you get really bad dry mouth, and so I'd always want to be drinking something, and so I mean that's where a lot of people were like, they didn't understand because it was like, oh, you're an alcoholic but you're doing coke, how did you get fat? Because I'm like 250 right now. But I was up to 300 pounds. I need to lose some weight. If you would have saw me as soon as I got sober, I took my health really serious. And I was losing like 5 pounds-ish, 5 to 8 pounds a week for a little bit even. Started working out and I dropped down to 225. I was at 300 pounds because when I was doing coke, I was slamming beer nonstop. So like I'd get a 30 pack of beer. You're not getting really drunk, but you're just, I mean, I'd blow through a 30 pack, no problem. And that was like the only time I would really drink beer was I wanted to keep my mouth wet and like the coke high, you know. I'm just like, oh, this will just help me get more fucked up.
I'm glad we're sober.
Fuck yeah.
I don't even think I could afford it anymore.
I couldn't afford the habit anymore, and the shitty part is
it takes you where you have nothing to. Do you feel like you have anything to show for cocaine use?
Fuck no, dude. Yeah, a lot of debt now. A lot of debt and a lot of regret. Like I beat myself up over how much money I spent. Of going, dude, you dumbass. If you would have saved some of this, you wouldn't be in this situation right now. Like,
do you think though that how do you deal with that? Like beating yourself up for things you lost in addiction.
I still do. Like there's not a way that I don't beat myself up, and I'm just like, well, thank God you're sober. You know, I really go back to reinforcing, like, thank God you're sober because
at least you're not doing it now. It's what you did and not who you are.
Right. And don't get me wrong, there's things like, you know, you're having a girl do a line of coke off of your dick. You know what I mean? I mean, let's be real how fucking gnarly the shit is. And then you're
I never
going
had a girl do that. None were willing to.
You're going and you're having sex then and you're doing some of this odd, just crazy shit. Like, there's parts of me as the different addict sides of like, dude, that was so much fun. You could go back to that. Well, I can't afford that. And even then it's like, well, when I sobered up, I looked at how much I had fucked everything up in my life.
Do you think if you made a lot of money, it'd be a trigger?
No, because like my goals in life have changed. Like when I was a sales manager and I was in sales, all I cared about was money. And even though I blew money left and right, like all I cared about was money. I thought money would buy me happiness in a sense.
Well, what do you care about now?
I like my nonprofit. I care about helping people. I care about sharing stories and stuff. You know, I care about just like this, being able to spend time with you and have a friend. I don't know what it's like to have many friends. Like I look back at all the acquaintances I have, and that's what they are. They're all acquaintances. They're not friends. I have very few friends. But that was because when I was in my addiction phase, like I didn't really meet anybody or want anybody in my life, and probably people that wanted part of it, I pushed away.
People around me in addiction were yes people, and people that told me how great I was.
Yeah, no, like people will like stroke you off to get what they want, and that's bullshit.